Going live. Who that nation? And I thought I would stop in. Welcome to the baddest sports show podcast in the Deep South. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the baddest sports show podcast in the Deep South. And this is your boy. Everett Gagne, Senior, and I'm on here. And there's a lot of questions more than answers when it comes down to the New Orleans Saints. Okay, there's a lot of questions that need to be said more than answers. Okay, so I just came on, and I want people to know that we will be going doing the live. We will be going on 5:30. Monday Night Football. We will be going on 5:30 in the evening. Okay, so we're still going to be doing our regular thing. We will be going on, like I said, on 5:30 on for Monday Night Football, and it's gonna be on and popping. You know, it's going on. We're gonna be continue doing what we're doing. Of course, it's not gonna be just Sunday. Okay, we're not gonna have the Sunday fun that we normally have, but we're definitely gonna resume some of the things that we do. Okay, but today I want to talk about, and what I am set out to talk about is the New Orleans Saints and their plans. You know, if they don't make a ridiculous run to get in the to win the division, and we have to answer these questions. And I'm going to answer. I'm going to talk about these things. I mean, I hate to say it, but we got to talk about, will the Saints retain Dennis Allen? And it's not about feelings. It's not about who you like and who you don't. The Saints have not been productive this year, and the NFL means not for long. Okay, so be it right or wrong, due to injuries, there's a lot of NFL teams around this year dealing with multiple injuries. What's up, Travis 504 in the house? There are multiple teams that are dealing with injuries. Okay, yes. Dennis Allen has been without his core, his starting cornerback. He has been without multiple players. We can go on and on about the injuries, but that is not a excuse. You were the one, Dennis Allen, that stated that you had the deepest roster in the NFL. You took this job because you felt that you had the deepest roster in the NFL. And I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. And I have defended Dennis Allen in the beginning of the season, but I have no longer going to defend Dennis Allen. You play to win a game, and the Saints have not been competing enough to win football games. I don't want to hear no excuses about quarterbacks. You chose to retain Jameis Winston. You chose to go, rather than go another route. You didn't draft a quarterback. You chose to go this route. Okay, did we really need another pass rusher? Did we really need for the number one pick? Did we really need it to go that way? And there were a couple of quarterbacks that was available. Okay, I almost feel like we might keep Dennis Allen and fire Pete. I feel that too. Dirty, T Dirty, I almost feel exactly the same way that you feel. I almost feel this way. I kind of feel that the Saints are not going to fire. They're not the kind of organization to fire a coach in the first year. I have not seen any evidence of New Orleans Saints firing a coach in the first year. I have not seen that. I don't have any evidence of seeing it. So you might be right, okay? But it's just, yeah, but you say he chose to bring in Andy Dalton. He brought in Andy Dalton as a backup. Andy Dalton wasn't brought in to be the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. That was never an option to be the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. It was about Jameis Winston. You gave Jameis Winston a 2-year extension, okay? It was never about Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton was supposed to be holding the clipboard. That's the facts. The contract of Andy Dalton never said starting quarterback. We just had we didn't we didn't know that Jameis Winston would start out the gate the way he did, injured. We didn't think that he was going to have like four fractures in his back. Nobody knew that. Okay? So there were never no plans to have Andy be the quarterback of the Saints. That was never a plan. And I don't think the Saints had a plan to have Jameis in their future. I don't think I believe the Saints settled for Jameis Winston. The Saints were going all in, and that's one of the reasons why I believe the Saints are going to probably retain Dennis Allen, because Dennis Allen never wanted Jameis Winston as his quarterback. He was forced to sign Jameis Winston as his quarterback. He wanted to go get Deshaun Watson. And now the Cleveland Browns have weathered the storm, and now Deshaun Watson will be starting Sunday. And, of course, you're going to see the 10 witnesses that are going to come. If you, I'm not saying he didn't do any crime, he didn't do anything wrong, but why are them women going to that game? That's another story. Why, if a victim that has been traumatized, you would think that they would not be at that football game. But 10 of the victims are going to be at that game, and it's supposed to be a protest of Deshaun Watson. But to get back to the Deshaun Watson and the Dennis Allen circumstances, Dennis Allen never wanted Jameis as a starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. He settled because he had no other option. He had no other options. If the Indianapolis Colts would have picked Jameis Winston, we probably would have had Jimmy Garoppolo as the Saints quarterback. And that's just the facts. That's not about me disliking Jameis Winston. That's not about me it's just facts. The Saints did not feel confident in signing Jameis to a long-term contract. And I really believe that, they were pushed into signing Jameis as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Shout out to Derek Turner in the house. And these are the things that we have to talk about and we have to understand. I really believe that the scapegoat for him, what's going to happen is they're going to put this all on Pete Carmichael. Rather we want to say it's unfair, rather we want to sit there because we do know that Pete Carmichael didn't have an established quarterback. We could say the same for Pete Carmichael. We could say that multiple times that we had injuries all over the field. We can make many excuses about what Pete Carmichael had taken over for Sean Payton. But the offensive line not having Trevor Penny, he's just getting back. You draft the offensive tackle with your first round pick, and he's not available. We can make many excuses, but in the NFL, it means not for long. And I really believe that Dennis Allen, I really believe he should be fired. I really believe he should be fired because we are, as Saints fans, have higher expectations. When you win a Super Bowl in the NFL, you get high expectations. These are not your grandfather's Saints. We should not be expecting just playoffs. We should not just expect playoffs. We shouldn't even, we're not even making the playoffs this year unless we make some kind of miracle run. And I doubt it's going to happen after seeing absolutely week after week after week of frustration. I don't think we have a quarterback on this roster that's capable of even helping us walk in and sneaking in and getting a playoff. Of course, we got to play the divisional opponents. Have I given up? I never give up. I'm going to be rooting for the Saints come Monday night. I'm going to be rooting for the New Orleans Saints to upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'm not delusional. I'm not delusional. And I see where it's going. I'm not delusional. I will be rooting. I will be praying that we sneak a victory on the road on Monday Night Football. Yes, But am I delusional? And do I believe that the New Orleans Saints are going to beat the Buccaneers? At this point, I don't. At this point, I am tired of just believing and believing and believing. Saints, you're going to have to show me for me to believe. Saints, you're going to have to show me. From this point on, you're going to have to show me. You have not shown me all year that you are capable of marching this team into the playoffs. Is it possible? Yes. The 7-9 Seattle Seahawks showed that it was possible. They have multiple teams that back their way into the playoffs. The New York Giants got in the playoffs with an 8-8 record. Ran all the way to the Super Bowl. So it's very possible that the Saints can luck up because of so much poor play in the division. Is it likely? No. Is it likely that's going to happen? I don't think so. So after the season, there's a lot of questions, and some of the questions that need to be answered as a Saints fan. What is going to happen to a lot of our veterans? Do we tear down this football team and start all over? Or do we try to keep as many key veterans on this football team as we can and go out and get a quarterback? I would like to think that the Saints will always try to compete. I don't think the Saints are the Detroit Lions. I don't think the Saints' defense is bad as all these other bad teams. I think the Saints have enough talent next year to turn this thing around. We've seen it happen with the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings last year were terrible. But Minnesota Vikings got a new head coach. And they're now in the playoffs. The people forget the Minnesota Vikings had their worst year last year, and they had to fire their coach, Coach Zimmerman. They missed the playoffs. And it was one of the worst teams in the division. With all that talent. And with talent makes you compete. It doesn't matter. As long as you got talent, you can turn things around. But the Saints need a quarterback. And the Saints have to go. I'm waiting for Sean Payton to get traded. At this point, I'm waiting for Sean Payton to get traded. And hopefully you are Saints fans. Because there are so many things that we can get from the trade of Sean Payton. Sean Payton can change our franchise. And Mickey does not operate like that. Mickey does not like to lose. Mickey does not like to lose. And I really think that like I said, the New Orleans Saints, this is an opportunity for the New Orleans Saints to turn everything around in one season. They can be able to go out and get a quarterback. I'm telling you, Sean Payton is going to be the key for the New Orleans Saints. He's going to be the key to the organization getting 2 first-round draft picks. If the Saints are able to hold their cards right and go out and get a quarterback, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. The NFL is a quarterback-driven league. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not competing in the NFL. And that's just the reality of it. We are one of the NFL teams that don't have a quarterback. We are one of the NFL teams that don't have a stability at the quarterback play. Now, some of you guys may still believe in Jameis Winston. But I believe the Saints organization does not believe in Jameis. Otherwise, Jameis would be starting already. Otherwise, Jameis would have been starting and gotten his job back. We are in the state of emergency. As a Saints fan, I never wore a bag. As a Saints fan, I never, ever gave up. I know you guys talk about C.D. Deuce. Having C.D. Deuce would not have the Saints with a better record. Having C.J. Gardner-Johnson would not have changed the direction of this football team. And I know you guys might say I'm tripping, but it's the truth. Well, the quarterback is the most valuable position on the football team. Not some little slot nickel corner. Not no slot nickel corner. And I want you guys, we have Alontae Taylor, who has replaced him very well. Alontae Taylor is the next superstar on this football team. As we keep bringing up CD Deuce, we're not talking about Alontae Taylor. Alontae Taylor has the size, he has the strength, and he has the ability, the athletic ability to be the next great Saint. And the Saints made a great draft in picking Alontae Taylor. I think we need to move on from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and just, Saints fans just got to move on from that. At the end of the day, you don't invest your organization in a safety. And I will stand by the organization no matter how much you feel, because he's having a great year. Once he get that bag changes players. Once he get that bag changes players. You notice the Philadelphia Eagles have not paid Chauncey Gardner-Johnson yet. He's playing a prove-it year with the Philadelphia Eagles. And trust me, the way how Holly Roseman is, he will sit there and let the man play it out and let him test free agency. And he would have to get he just using this man to make a Super Bowl run, and Holly Roseman gonna let this man hit the free agency market. I know how Holly Roseman all works down in Philadelphia. So don't assume the Philadelphia Eagles are going to overpay Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That is a position that you can replace. You can't replace quarterback. Quarterback is the most important player on the football team. And there are only so many NFL teams. A lot of you guys wanted Drew Brees gone, called him noodle arm, and a lot of people understand the importance of having one of them quarterbacks. We had one of them quarterbacks for over 16 years. For over 16 years, we knew what it was like to have a Hall of Fame quarterback. And now that we don't have one, Saints fans are in a blur. Saints fans are on a panic alert when you literally ran the man away from the organization because you complained about his arm strength. But his intelligence won a lot of football games for the New Orleans Saints. A weak-armed Drew Brees is better than anything that we have on a roster. And it's just a fact. The Saints, the New Orleans Saints have to go through the draft. We have to be very, very careful through the draft. And we have to be very smart on what we do in the draft. And I'm telling you, it's going to, in free agency, it's going to be very important what we do, how we go forward as an organization. It's going to be very, very important. And I'm telling you, Pete Carmichael is going to be the scapegoat. They're going to fire Pete Carmichael, and they may retain Dennis Allen. I don't like it. I don't run this organization. I don't like it. But I know that the Saints don't have a history of firing people in one season. So I could be wrong. And trust me, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy. But I don't see the Saints firing Dennis Allen. And I think the Saints are going to go after aggressive offensive coordinator. And I understand what you're saying. Fire Dennis Allen. Fire Dennis Allen. I won't fire Dennis Allen too. But we are fans, and that's what we are. We are fans. We don't have anything in the organization to know otherwise. And I'm all about reality. Much as I want him fired, I don't right now, you haven't seen any accountability from the organization. Do you see any accountability in the organization on the way this man has coached his football team? Have you seen Gail Benson come at Dennis Allen? Have you seen Mickey Loomis come at Dennis Allen? We have not seen this organization even come at Dennis Allen. So what makes you think that they're just going to up and fire? I don't even see no Tarma. They're acting like they understand the man's situation. They understand that because you got to remember, it's Mickey Loomis who put these people in that position. Mickey Loomis assigned these players. Mickey Loomis went and signed Tyrann Matthews. Mickey Loomis went out and got Jarvis Landry. And these guys have not produced to the contracts that they signed. And I think we got to understand that, Saints fans. We got to call out the whole thing and not just Dennis Allen. These players have not been effective. And that's what I was telling you, that it's a both way thing. If you know, some of these players going to have to go with some of these coaches. Some of these players are going to have to go. And I see more of the offensive side of the ball being fired than the defensive side of the ball. I think the offensive line may be fired. Offensive line coach may be fired. Pete Carmichael may be fired. The wide receiver coach may be fired. I see many of them things happening. Loomis is definitely untouchable. And I'm glad you said that, Slaughter. Loomis ain't going to be touched much as y'all want. Loomis have done so much great things for the New Orleans Saints organization, and he gets a pass. You know he's going to get a pass. He's going to get a pass. And I don't want Mickey fired. I don't think it's Mickey's fault. This is all coaching. It was Sean Payton who recommended that Dennis Allen replaced him. And all Mickey did was listen to his friend. Sometimes you can listen to your friend and you get the wrong advice. So I don't think Mickey is on fire right now, y'all. So I just want to come in this live and let y'all know we're gonna be really talking about these things. We're gonna have a lot of things. We're gonna be more direct and honest. And and it is what it is. I can only be direct and honest. And to be honest with you, no more excuses. No more excuses for this organization. They're gonna have to prove to us, y'all. No more excuses for the New Orleans Saints. We have to call them out, and they have played like shit. It's just the bottom line. New Orleans have played like diddly squat. And we deserve the heat. The players deserve the heat they're getting from the fans. Dennis Allen deserves the heat that he's getting from the fans. You have to prove to us that I want to see them go, like I said, this Buccaneers game. Then we go play the Atlanta Falcons. All these games going to mean a lot. I want to see. Show me, Dennis Allen. Show me if you're worthy of staying. Show me. Go on a streak. Go on a streak. Win the rest of these games, like you said. 5 games. You got 5 games. And I think if you don't win all 5 of these games, Dennis Allen, you should resign. We shouldn't have to fire you. You should resign. If you don't win 5 straight games, you brought up 5 games. You brought up 5 games. I don't know. I haven't had any word about about that. I need to go check it out. And like I said, we giving them 5 games. We seen a lot happen in 5 games. I want to see, and I think Jameis should start. They haven't came out. Normally on Wednesday, you will know who's going to be the starting quarterback. You gave Jameis Winston that money, and a lot of people are not going to like what I'm saying, but let's see what Jameis can do. Because even if he's our backup quarterback, we got to see what we got. And Jameis needs to start the rest of these games. There's no sense of starting Andy Dalton at this time of the year. There's no sense I would rather see Taysom Hill than Andy Dalton. I don't want to see no more of Andy Dalton. I didn't see enough. And Saints fans, we should demand enough. We should protest. We should say a lot of shit. We're tired. Gail doesn't care about championships. All she cares is the money. No, I disagree with you. Tom Benson was like that, but not Gail Benson. Gail Benson bought the New Orleans Pelicans, and Gail Benson went out and paid top people. David Griffin went out, got top consultants, went out and got top trainers to run the New Orleans Pelicans organization. I disagree with you, brother. That's the same owner who owned the Saints. If you're talking about Tom Benson was a money greedy person. Gail Benson is trying to prove that she's a female and she can handle this organization. That woman there wants to win. She loves to win. She loves the New Orleans Saints organization. She loves the New Orleans Pelicans organization. I will not say that, brother. I would not say that. It has nothing to do with Gail Benson. Ever since Gail Benson took over the Saints, ever since she took over the Pelicans, we have been successful. Now, Tom in his older days, he was getting, he was really senile. He was getting out of there. But Gail been making them decisions. Gail was making decisions when Tom Benson was in an elderly stage. It was Gail Benson. Gail Benson was not afraid to go get Tyrann Matthews. Gail Benson was not afraid to go get Jarvis Landry. Gail Benson was not afraid. She's not afraid to win. She's not afraid to want to pull the trigger and spend money. I disagree. I disagree about Gail Benson. There's no I will defend Gail Benson. I will defend Gail Benson and Mickey Loomis. Because she trusts the organization into Mickey Loomis. She doesn't step in this way like Jerry Jones. She allows coaches and GMs to do their job. Yes, she made Tom Benson buy the Pelicans, and it wasn't just for profit, sir. She actually loved that organization. And so what if she bought it for profits? She's doing a damn good job with that profit. How you hating on somebody for profiting? That's a part of the business. An owner is supposed to profit. What is wrong with that? And she fired. She's the same owner who fired Stan Van Gundy in 1 year. She fired Stan Van Gundy in 1 year. She fired Dale Demps. Fired Father Alvin Gentry. She has been firing coaches after coaches until she found the young man, Willie Green, that's coaching the organization right now. That is completely wrong, brother. You supposed to profit. That's crazy business, sir. Wow, how could you be an owner and not want to profit? How could you be an owner and not want to profit in the business? That don't make sense, brother. The NFL is a business. The NBA is a business. Why get in it if you're not going to profit? Why get in that kind of situation if you was the owner of the Saints, you're going to want to profit? You're not going to make money? You're not going to make money, sir? That is completely ridiculous statement. And I love you, brother. I love you, Slaughter, but I disagree, brother. I love you. You normally be on key with everything that you're saying, brother. You normally be on point, but that is ridiculous to slaughter that woman and say that she's only in it for profits, and she dish out a lot of money into the community. She does a lot for New Orleans. She could have very much, if it was profit, she could have went to San Antonio. If it was all about money, she could have went anywhere. You gonna make money. Yeah, you gonna make that money, Slaughter. Shit, you gonna make that money. You better, if you're not in it to make money, you shouldn't be an owner. If you're not in it to make money, you shouldn't be. Jerry Jones, they ain't no owner making more money than Jerry Jones. They ain't an owner that's making more money than Jerry Jones. You think Jerry Jones haven't won a championship since Jimmy Johnson? And all he has done is profit off the Dallas Star after the Dallas name. So is he a bad businessman? I'm just saying. And they are one of the Fortune 500 organizations, brother. When you tell one of the top franchises in sports, the Dallas Cowboys, one of the top brands in sports. So if you're an owner, you in it to make money. There's not an owner that should not be the Dallas Mavericks owner. You in it to make money. If you're not in it to make money, then you're a silly owner. The shit. Gail Benson got the Saints in the billions now. The Saints when Tom bought the Saints was like $200 million. $100 million. There wasn't even there was not in the billions range, brother. The Saints are more profitable than they have ever been. And Gal is letting the people run the organization. Kyle Hartley is a melanated man, and he's running he's the numbers man. He's the numbers man for the Saints. And he has been doing a great job of signing people and keeping us out of cap hell. If that lady did not want to win, she would not hire people like that, brother. This is not the organization that Paul Brown had in Cincinnati. This is not the organization that the Clippers had before they got the owner that they have now. This is not these poor organizations. The Saints are actually one of the top organizations as far as our front office. Just because they're having a losing season, let's not get it twisted. Okay? They're having a bad year. But let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted, y'all. Because I know we mad. I know Saints fans are mad. But let's not get it twisted. Let's not act like the organization have not been top of the line, okay? Even under Sean Payton, we dipped. We dipped under Sean Payton, fans. Y'all, I think we forget that. Three 7-9 seasons back-to-back. Losing seasons back-to-back. I think we forget about that. I feel like they will give DA another chance because he's been here long. I do too. But I think, shout out to Brian's. Brian's in the house. Dennis needs to go. I want him to go too. But I think they're gonna fire everybody else. I think they're gonna go get him an offensive coordinator, because if y'all remember, Pete Carmichael didn't even want the job. They had to talk Pete Carmichael into getting the job. Tom paid $70 million. Thank you, Slaughter. Now that the Saints are worth in the billions now. They are billionaire franchise now. And that's the work of Tom starting, and that's the finished work of his wife. They are proffering. The Saints are a top organization now. They are no longer one of the poorest organizations in the NFL. And that's a small market. That is great business. That is great marketing. The Saints have sold out. They have sold out all the years of Sean Payton. They have sold that that Superdome out all the years. Even when we had a bad season, we have sold out the Superdome all the way into now. And still selling out. So that is profits. That is profitable, and that's brilliant. So I can't dog the owner out, and I just can't do that. I can't dog the owner out in the organization because the coachings have failed us. Coaching has failed us, and the players have failed us. And I'm gonna say this before I close. Not many Saints fans, not many podcasters are holding Alvin Kamara accountable. Everything is Dennis Allen. When I watched the game against the 49ers, that wasn't all coaching. That game against the 49ers was not all Dennis Allen. He actually coached a good game. You only saw the loss. But I saw a good coaching. They were very, very great on defense. They were moving the ball on the 49ers, but they could not get in the end zone because we had veterans that were messing up. We don't talk about all the drop passes. Even though I want to move to Jameis Winston, but I am going to say that Andy Dalton did not get help. I will say Andy Dalton did not get help against the 49ers. There were a lot of drop passes. Taysom Hill dropped the pass in the end zone. Okay? There was multiple drops in that football game. Okay? The rookie was stumbling and fumbling. There were many things happening in that football game that you guys got to really go back and look at the tape. And if y'all really be honest, it was not coaching, it was players. And at some point, I want you guys to hold players accountable. Yes, do I want Dennis Allen to be fired? Yes. But as far as that game against the 49ers, I'm not putting it all on Dennis Allen. Because Alvin Kamara has to stop fumbling that damn football. I don't care how much we love Alvin. I purchased Alvin jersey because he's my favorite player on the Saints. But even though he's my favorite player, I cannot be biased because he's my favorite player. I got to call it out the way I see it. Alvin has to go back into the drawing board and have somebody help him hold on to the football, because Alvin has cost us the game against the Carolina Panthers, and Alvin Kamara has cost us the game against the 49ers. You guys don't want to talk about that because a lot of you guys are in your feelings. But Alvin has coughed that ball up a little bit too much for my liking, and has cost us these games. We're fumbling the ball. We're dropping passes. That is not on coaching. That has nothing to do with coaching when your team is not catching the football and not running the ball effectively. Alvin been getting killed in the backfield. He has not been making people miss. He just I don't know, the distraction of the case, that he had, the brawl, and he's, I think that paid a lot to do with Alvin Kamara this year. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about it. Alvin Kamara case that is against him has distracted him. He does not look like the same Alvin Kamara of last year. He does not. He is not concentrating on. He looked very, very distracted, Saints fan. And I'm sorry for just speaking the facts. I'm not in my emotions like a lot of Saints fans are. They will not call out the truth. And the truth is, there's a lot of fault to the players. You look at Tyrann Mathieu, who tipped the ball. The 49ers don't score a touchdown if it ain't for Tyrann Mathieu. If he bat the damn ball instead of tipping the ball, the Saints are losing this game 3-0. Will Lutz, we're not going to talk about Will Lutz missing an easy field goal. We're not going to talk about these things. Okay? We're not going to talk about these things. Because what I won't do is sit there and act like other things around us are not happening. What I'm not going to do is act like there are not other problems to this football team. Okay? Because there's a lot of veterans that are not playing up to the money that they're making. And I'm talking about, I'm even talking about cutting Tyrann Mathieu in 1 year. I'm even talking about cutting him. If I don't see in these next 5 games, if I don't see him play to the ability that he should, I'm talking about taking, getting that dead money and just, cut him and cut our losses. I agree. It wasn't all, and it's the truth, Travis, because I watched the game and I thought the Saints was in that game the whole time. I was at halftime. I was on Instagram talking about this. I mean, not on Instagram, on Facebook. And I thought the Saints was in that football game. The Saints was in. Dennis Allen had a great game plan against Jimmy Garoppolo. The Saints defense were holding them out. I thought we was going to win that football game. We lost 13-0. If you take away the touchdown that was thrown, that was deflected, you take away that touchdown, the Saints are in the ball game. I'm telling y'all, many things that we just don't want to say because we are fans of players and we refuse to call out some of the players that have affected the game. And that's all I'm saying, family. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. I think Tyrann trying to get in. Yeah, well, he needs to bat the ball down, bro. He needs to bat the ball down because that cost us. That cost us. You got to bat the damn ball down sometimes. That was going to be a remarkable interception if he was able to get it. But you short, bat the ball down. Make the safe play. And the Saints, like I told you, there were many things that happened in that game. Andy Dalton, let's not act like Andy Dalton wasn't hitting wide open receivers. And they were dropping the ball. See, I was watching the game tape. And I want Saints fans, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing a rewind and I'm going to do a breakdown of watching players. And we're going to show you that it's not all coaching. It's not all coaching, family. Okay? Now, you play to win the game. It's all about winning and losing in the NFL. And as of right now, Dennis Allen is not winning. If Dennis Allen does not go on this 5-game winning streak, he should be fired. No more talk. No more talk. He should be fired. The whole staff should be fired. You said, Dennis Allen, we need to win these next 5 games. I expect you to win these next 5 games. Andy Dalton is a backup quarterback. He's not a starting quarterback. Andy was brought here from the Cowboys or the Bears to be a backup quarterback. Jameis, you got up there and you lost the locker room. You got up there and you went to complaining about you losing your job to injuries. Did we ever talked about Aaron Brooks taking the job from Jeff Blake's? Saints fans need to remember that they have many quarterbacks who lost their job due to injuries. Jameis is not the only quarterback to lose his job to injuries. Drew Bledsoe lost his job to Tom Brady due to injury. I can go on and on of quarterbacks who have lost their job due to injuries. And they went with the hot man and the younger guy, and they kept it going. And I've seen it many times. Even the older guy, whoever the hot man, that's what they do. This team hasn't played with a, yes, they haven't. They haven't. The intensity has been gone. But as far as defensive-wise, there was that game against the 49ers, they were playing intensity. That defense was playing intensity. But our offense did not match the intensity because we gave up the ball. When you turn over the football, you don't win football games. Football is about winning. That's what happened with the Tulane Green Wave when they beat Cincinnati Cincinnati Bearcats. The Tulane Green Wave, the Cincinnati Bearcats turned the ball over. They turned it over twice. And Tulane is 9-0 this year when they win the turnover battle. They are 9-0 in college football. Football is about winning turnover battles. And the Saints will not win games turning the football. When the Saints don't turn the football over, the Saints win football games. That's with biddy lead. That's with college. That's all leads. We got to stop turning the football over. And that's the problem I had with Alvin Kamara. He's turning the football over too much. See, you see Sean Payton, what I do give Sean Payton credit? Sean Payton didn't give a damn if it's Alvin Kamara. Sean Payton would have gotten the face of Alvin Kamara. And that's something that I don't see in Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen is so much being like Jason Garrett. Dennis Allen is acting like he the new Clapper 2.0. He's the new Clapper. He's the new Clapper. Because I don't see him getting in the face of the players. I don't see what the hell is going on. Are you scared, Dennis Allen? Because I don't see you fighting for your job. I don't see you fighting for your job. I don't. If the players see you care, then they're going to play for you. And that's the part I agree with you, Derek. That's the part that Sean Payton would do. He held people accountable. Even during the 7 and 9 seasons, you seen him out there voicing, being very boisterous. And that's one of the reasons why he retired, because he was burnt out. So you guys have a blessed day. We will be going on 5:30 Monday Night Football. I will be rooting for the Saints to beat the Buccaneers. I don't care how bad we are. I'm still rooting for the Saints to beat the Buccaneers. We play the Buccaneers. We play the Atlanta Falcons back to back. Hey, who knows? If we go on a run, we go on a run. But as of right now, like I said, I'm holding you to this, Dennis Allen. You said 5 straight wins. That's what you said, Dennis Allen. You said 5 straight wins. I want to see that. If you win 5, then I'll consider you keeping your job. That means the Saints would be 9-8, having an opportunity. That means we would have won the division. Who that, y'all? With a little bit of help. You guys have a blessed night.